welcome. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea and today's video is a little bit different. It's not a vlog, it's a very let's sit down, let's chat, let's bond, let's get to know one another. And the reason I'm doing one of these is because the last time I made one, it was a year ago. It was the first video I did for my return back to YouTube. And yeah, that's been a year and it's amazing to think like the things I've done the last year, the videos that I've made, the things that I've shared with you, and also how many more of you I've gained in the last year and how many people have commented and subscribed and liked, and the support has been amazing. So firstly, I just wanted to thank you all, and I just thought I would mark this occasion really, my 1 year of being a YouTuber at university with like a chatty video. I have my cup of tea, go and get yours, get some snacks. I have a feeling we might be here a while. Yeah, let's let the conversation flow. So yeah. Okay, so this video, as you can see by the title, is sort of focusing on things that I wish I knew before I started university. So for those of you that may be new to this channel, I am a second year law student at the University of York, and the things that I want to touch on in this video are really just things that if I had known before I started university, then I probably would have saved myself a bit of time and a bit of stress and aggro, and you know, I'm happy that I've learned through my experiences, but maybe you don't have to. Also, I must say, I've got my little setup here, but I didn't take into account that I'm blind. So I might have to just put my glasses on every now and again to like read my notes. Welcome to my lifestyle. So the first thing on my list is commitment. So what I mean by this is when I first started university, and especially before, in the weeks kind of leading up to university, I thought that because I'm doing law, it's very competitive, and you know, a lot of people would have studied it at A-level. I would be going into an environment that was very academically focused, and everybody around me would be really intelligent and had done loads of pre-reading over the summer, and I would be going from my BTEC in film and TV into an environment where people knew what they were talking about, knew all about the law, you know, and that I would be a fish out of water and that I would feel really inadequate. So I don't know, I just thought that everybody would be like super committed and really studying all the time and had done loads of preparation in advance, and that then led me to do loads of preparation in advance. So basically, because I did all of that prep before university, I read so many books over summer and things like that, and then I came to university and continued to do prep and get ahead and put so much work in. I basically like really overcompensated because I didn't want to feel like I was inadequate or against these new people that I wasn't good enough, because in the back of my mind I kind of thought that that would happen because I'm not from a academic discipline and I've studied film for the last 2-3 years. Like, I thought that I would be thrown into the deep end and that I would really struggle. And in actuality, that's not what happened at all, because I'd done so much prep and nobody else around me had. You know, I was like, I know a lot of this stuff, and you'd think that that would make me, you know, be more confident, but in anything, because it's such a new environment and you're constantly like judging yourself against other people, it made me feel like, well, damn, like, am I not good enough to be here because I'm doing all this extra work, and other people getting it but they're not saying, and am I just like doing too much? And I don't know, I feel like I really overthought it. Even when I say it back and how I felt at that time, I'm like, wow, Chelsea, you really overthought a lot back then. I mean, I do now, but geez, you really overthought. You know, and I came to uni and there were people that weren't committed at all. There were people that were like, I'm not bothered if I get a 2-2. I'm here to go out. I just want to go out 5 days a week, blah, blah, blah. And for me to hear that was like, like, I've worked so hard to get here and you're not meeting like the level of what I thought it would be like. And I don't know, it just like threw me off, and it made me like question whether this was the right uni for me, because I couldn't find anyone that was like that thought the way that I thought, in terms of like putting a lot of effort in academically and like really thinking ahead. And I don't know, it just made me really doubt a lot of things, whether like I was in the right place, whether this was the right course for me, whether I was good enough to be here. Yeah, and I feel like the lesson that I've taken away from all of that is literally everyone's gonna have their different experience. You do you.
Do you, boo-boo. You know why? Because I'ma do me.
If you want to go out all the time, if you want to do societies, you do you, that's your experience. And for me, I've really learned to not compare myself, to know that if I want to study, I want to study. Like, that doesn't reflect on anyone else, and their behaviour is only a reflection of themselves. My behaviour is a reflection of myself. Like, they don't link to each other. It's like, my degree is my degree, your degree is your degree. We can hang out, and if anything, it's great having people in your life that aren't really committed like on my level, because it would probably drive me insane. I like that there are people who in my friendship group who like going out, because I know that I can text them and go, hey, pub, and they're always going to be like, yeah, let's go for a drink. And it's nice to have the balance, you know. I've learned to just let people do what they want to do, let me do what I want to do, and those two aren't connected. It's just we're all here for our own experience. And honestly, for the first term, that was a big lesson for me to learn. 2 is I've got, you aren't a bad grade, it doesn't define you. The story behind this one is sort of from February 2018, and it was reading week, and so it's like a year ago, and it was the worst week of my time at university. Like, I basically cried for the whole week and thought about dropping out. And now that's a regular occurrence. Ha, joking. I had the worst time of my life that week. And the reason is because I got my grade back for my first ever university essay. Bear in mind, I look back and I'm like, well, that was a first year essay, it didn't count, chill. But I wanted to do well so much, and I still do now. I submitted this essay thinking, well, I've changed disciplines, I've done a bit of work, you know, and I did leave it a bit last minute, you know, recurring theme for my degree. And I was like, I'm pretty happy if I get a mid 2-1 with this, because I was aiming for a first, like, in my degree, in the long course. So a mid 2-1 for your first essay, that's a really good like starting point. And the essay comes back, I get a 66. However, I know that I should have taken that 66 and been like, cool, this is what I wanted, this is what I've got, let's use the feedback, move on. The thing that let me down in that, and was a big lesson for me to learn, and honestly took me a very long time to learn it, probably took me the whole of second term to learn, was that it was other people. I let other people's experience and success and emotions negatively impact me and my experience, because I got my grade and I was like, 66, pretty happy with that. You know, that's what I wanted to get. And I know now that it's like, there are people in my year that would aspire to graduate with that. And the way that I treated it was just so baffling to me now. But you know, everyone else around me was like, oh, what did you get? I got a 75, I got an 80, I got this, I got that. And it made me feel so inadequate, and it made me question my capabilities so much. And it made me just think, well, shit, like, I'm not good enough to be here then if so-and-so who said he did it the night before got 10 marks higher than me. And it just really made me like just feel lousy for a whole week. I basically cried about it, and yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna drop out, I'm clearly not good enough to be here, I'm not good enough to get a first, or I'm never gonna do it. And I got into a mindset of, this grade is me, that's me set, that's me done, that's the grade that I'm gonna get for the rest of my life. Like, and it's just so like silly to think that. And basically I cleaned myself up after reading week and went to writing workshops, went to my PA, got feedback, went to other lecturers that I knew and got feedback, looked at the feedback that they'd given on the essay, and just really worked hard over the next couple of weeks to just improve my writing skills. And obviously now in second year, it does count, I'm at a first level. So for me, it's interesting to look back and think, wow, you know, I now know not to let what anybody else says affect me and my experience, and I should be happy with what I've done because I know what I've done. You don't even realise how many people lie at university about their grades. So many people are like, yeah, I got a 75, and you're like, but did you really? Because so many people just lie about it, and that was something that shocked me too, you know? I'm like, I was always pretty honest, and yeah, now I'm just like, won't anybody else's grade affect me? And I think the best way of dealing with that, and the best thing that I've learned to do, is just, when grades come out, I don't ask what other people have got. I don't tell other people what I've got. If they're my close friends, maybe, but like everyone else, it's my grade and your grade are two different things. They don't interlink. Like, why do you need to know what I got? You know, it doesn't matter. You're on your journey, I'm on mine. End of. And if we share grades and we go all open, come by our sing around the campfire about what we all got, it's just gonna stress us all out a little bit more. So let's just not do it. Moving on. The third thing on my list, and it's an interesting one, is pettiness is never left behind. And honestly, that's probably one of the things that shocked me the most. I came to university and I thought, okay, we're not in high school anymore. Everyone's adults. We've all moved away from home. Everyone's gonna be fine. Everyone's gonna be like mature enough to get along together and all of this, you know, it's not gonna be an issue.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Little did I know. Yeah, people are petty AF. Like, and it baffles me that at 18, 19 years old that people would be so like bitchy and have the cliques and exclude people and do bullying and all of this stuff that I really thought was going to be left in high school. I don't know, it was just something that I wish I knew this before I came to uni, just so I could prepare for it, just so I could emotionally know that, you know, drama's never left behind. I guess it's inherent in human nature, and just buckle up for the ride, because the drama's going to be thrown left, right and centre. The tea is always going to be spilt, and just don't get involved with it, you know? Controversial fourth thing on my list is going out isn't all that. I know what you're thinking, a university student who says going out is like not their life. Bear with me. Okay, so in first year, when I like first got to uni, I was all like, yeah, let's go out, let's hit the clubs. I wasn't like that at all, but like, in theory, I was like, yeah, let's go out, okay? Let's go clubbing, let's have a good time. It comes to a point when you're like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. And that kind of hit me, I would say, like, around exams time in my first year. I was like, yeah, I'm over it. Like, I'm not about going out and staying out till 4 in the morning. Like, no, I want to be in bed with Netflix. Like, I'm just not that fussed. Yeah, okay, there are times when I'm like, yeah, let's go out, let's let off some steam. I used to do it 3-4 times in first year a week, and now I'm like once a fortnight. Like, that's enough. Yeah, and I feel like the lesson I had to learn, and then what I wish I knew, I guess, before uni was like, it's okay to say no to going out. It's okay if people, you know, are banging you on your door being like, come on, Chelsea, let's go out. It's okay to be like, do you know what, guys? I'm not feeling it today. You go out without me. And it's okay to like say to yourself, you know, just because you're at uni doesn't mean you need to go out all the time. Like, you cannot, and it's fully acceptable. Because there were nights out, honestly, that I was on, that I was like in the club and everyone was like bopping away, and I was like, I wish I was in bed right now. Like, I just wasn't feeling it, and it wasn't a reflection of like the people I was with or whatever. It was simply just because I didn't feel like going out, and I forced myself to because I was at uni and that's what I was meant to do and all of this. And ultimately, like, I just wish I stayed home. And now going into my second year, like, I was very much like, I'm only gonna go out when I really, really want to go out. I'm not gonna be persuaded. I'm not gonna be peer pressured into going out. I'm just gonna go out when I feel like it. And that has resulted in me just having a way better time with my close friends and only going out when I want to go out. And honestly, it saved my bank balance a lot of stress. So win-win. Oh, and lastly, a very nice note to end on, because it is how I feel all too often, because I'm halfway through my degree and I just can't anymore. So for 5, it is, you don't have to have it all figured out. So basically, when I got to university, I was very, very set on, I'm going to be a commercial barrister. I'm going to do, that's my life. 20 years, planned out, poof. Even though I'm 18, that's what I'm going to do, right? Nothing's going to change that. And then within like 2 weeks at uni, I was like, yeah, no. Because I'm such a planner, you know, I've got my list, I've got my spreadsheets, I've got my 10-year plan, my 20-year plan, I've got everything going, all my little steps and stuff. For me to have that all completely shattered, it was like really hard to grasp, because it's like, I've worked for years to get into uni to then be this, you know, be a commercial barrister, and if I'm not going to be a barrister, then what am I gonna be? And I don't know, like, and it just stressed me out a lot, because I was like, oh, I need a plan, because every time that I'm spending like not working towards this goal is time wasted, because I'm gonna be behind and other people are gonna be working towards their careers and like, you know, I stressed myself out a lot, clearly. Yeah, and in actuality, It's okay to not know what you want to do. There's time, you know? It's fully okay. Yeah, there are going to be people that are going to go into a law degree and be like, woof, this is what I want to do, I'm going to go do it. And sure enough, they go and do it. Good for them. But there are also people that want to try all their options, want to figure stuff out, want to go down a load of different career paths to gain experience, to then, when they do find a career, know that that is what they want, that is right for them. And that's sort of where I'm at right now. You know, the original career path I thought was going to go down, I thought I was very going to be law focused, and now I'm like, no, probably not. For me, it's like I've just spent the rest of my first year just trying my options, and now I'm sort of just exploring opportunities that come to me and just having a good time at uni, focusing on my degree, focusing on getting the best grades that I can, and not worrying about something that I'm going to do in 5 years' time. I mean, it does help because I want to do postgrad, so I'm just buying myself more time, you know? It's okay to be lost. It's okay to not know what you want to do. There is time to figure it out, you know? And if you're getting towards the end of your degree and there's not time, do a master's, because that's what it's there for. Thank you for joining me on this video. I feel like this has been therapy for me to like rehash out my last 18 months at university and think about, you know, what I've learned in good old York University style, good bit of reflection. And yeah, it's just been really interesting for me to sit back and think about just the last years on YouTube, off YouTube, and what I've learned. And I hope that anything that I've learned is of interest to you, or maybe you've learned something from it or learned a bit more about me, or maybe it's provided just good entertainment for you whilst you're sitting in bed procrastinating from studying, because that's what I use YouTube for. I'll see you in the next video. I will see you next week, and yeah, as always, have a good week. Bye guys. Oh, it's so weird sitting down and filming one of these videos rather than doing a vlog. Now, the question is, do I have an Indian takeaway for the third night in a row? Yes. I feel like I'm in some sort of lair, like, welcome to my boudoir. This is all a bit intimate, you know, you're in my bed with me. And also, can we just appreciate that, like, I wanted this video to be like aesthetic as fuck, so I spent at least 20 minutes hanging these up because I am not DIY in any way, shape or form. I had to hang these up just to give the video a little bit of oomph. I feel like it did nothing. I feel like it didn't achieve my goal, but you know, the thought was there.